Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
another day of CIE Overwatch. I'm here, Android, and I'm joined by Jester as my co-host.
Yo.
Hello. So, what do you want to say to the audience today?
I'm really excited for the matches we have today. We have, of course, this one in the quarterfinals, as well as the semifinal match in between these two teams, whichever comes on top, and then Toronto and Alberta.
Yes.
So very fun.
Yeah. So, just as a recap, we have now reached the knockout stage of the tournament after yesterday's group stages. So, yes, we'll first be taking a look at University of Saskatchewan taking on a team from Concordia Crimson, and then the winner of that will go on to take on the winner between the team from the University of Toronto and the University of Alberta, whoever comes out on that. And on the other side of the bracket, just to let everyone know, they have the SFU Raccoons from Simon Fraser University taking on ETS Esports. And then Saint Foy taking on Brock Esports as well. So that is our final 8. And we'll see at the end of today, we'll have our semifinals wrapped up. And then we'll have our finals tomorrow.
So, lots to look forward to. And we do have a spoiler for the match going on today. We do know that we're getting Lijiang Tower as the first map selected by Saskatchewan, which is a map, most teams are comfortable with Lijiang. It's a community favorite. Many regard it as one of the best maps in the game, and I tend to agree. I think it's probably the best controlled because it is very balanced. You can get away with, yes, some points are more strict on what comp you can play, but you can get away with the map of on a whole with a variety of different comps. It's like you have to play Brawl or you have to play Dive because Control Tower exists for Brawl, and then Garden really well known for being Dive favorite map. So a lot of variety for Lijiang. So a lot to look forward to with these two teams.
So yes, we had our first map pick. I believe this was based on by seeding, so this should be the pick by, for context, the University of Saskatchewan. They have elected to go forward for the Lijiang Tower. I think that this makes sense for what their team is comfortable with. They have been playing some Vendetta. They have been playing Lucio. This kind of quick Lucio-style rush works very well on most of the submaps on Lijiang Tower. So I think it makes perfect sense for them, and then we'll have to see what kind of bans each of these guys elect to go for as we before we go into the map.
Yeah, and for those of you who are familiar with CCL and what Sask was playing then, we have Cher, I think that's ground Cher on tank for the series, which I'm interested to see what Sask is gonna be playing, if it's still the same Zarya style, because I haven't really seen much of this tournament. I'm also eager to see if McMahon is going to play the Echo in this series, particularly Lijiang, because I have seen it before, and Vendetta has taken a little bit of a hit, even though there's another patch to bump the numbers up, still less armor. So I'm wondering if we'll see the Vendetta get forced out, or maybe a Vendetta ban on the first point. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see if they elect to go for that. I believe they do have first ban, as far as I'm aware, so we could see if there's a protect ban involved in the first map. I'm not sure if that's if they choose to see one of those characters as a anchor in their plans for
Yeah.
Lijiang Tower, then we can absolutely see that coming out. Or they could have just elected to ban out something that they view as a particular annoyance, something that they don't want to see for the map, just unlocks the rest of their team. So a lot of options here. If we want to talk about the sort of previous successes of both of these teams we're looking at today, so we have USASC and Concordia both doing particularly well in both of the particular leagues that they chose to go for in the CCL. So USASC in the regular season, they finished second, I believe, in the Premier tournament. In the Premier tournament, and Concordia went undefeated in the CCL Open League. So both these teams have had their success in the previous semester, and I'm excited to see how today turns out.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. I'm also eager to see what Concordia pulls out for this match today, because over, I don't know if it's been a year, but over like the year I've known them, I've seen a couple players move. Oh, okay. I see AFK Noob isn't here. That answers one question. Alrighty. So Pikazam I have seen a little bit of, played a little bit of. I think Sig is probably the most comfortable pick for Pikazam, but like a Sig poke comp on Lijiang into a hyper aggro composition is not really something I'd usually take, just because of how Lijiang's designed, and Lucio just gets so much value with kiting ults and beats so good. So maybe Concordia will try and hit the Lucio or take a different stylistic approach for the opening map.
I think that if we want to talk about some stats from yesterday, that's particularly, I think, indicative for a team like this, is that Circuit Royale was the second, it was the most picked second map, because we're going from Control and then we're going to an Escort map. Circuit Royale was the second most picked map, obviously lending itself to the kind of poke comps that we see with, you know, playing your Sigmas, playing your Widowmakers, playing your Emrays, your long-range hit scans, long-range DPS, Illari. That is was the most chosen second map. So a team that initially goes down in the series going for their poke comp, which I think makes a lot of sense. If you are comfortable on poke comps, I don't know if there is a control map that plays well with poke. I'm trying to think right now. So it's maybe it will be a bit of a tough first map, and then you just, okay, it's a second map you got to win. They just pull out what they're the strongest at, and that would be the Escort map, which is the most pokey. With the most
especially because like our Escort map pool is Circuit Royale, Dorado, and Root, and Dorado and Root, you know, very favorable for dive comp. Like they're very doable, you know. The I've seen a lot of like Winston or like D.Va's pretty easy access on Root, and then for Dorado the same. So I could see why a team who is confident in poke and preferring like a pokier brawlier style taking Circuit instead of the other two maps, because the two of really like impressive high grounds that can be difficult to take on like your initial walk up. So
initially that especially that first corner where you have the first those two high grounds that you have to sort of put yourself open in an open area to try and take it. Obviously on an initial defense, that's very powerful. On the side of USASC, I do think that we're probably going to see less poke. I don't know if that's a good assumption to make. I want to assume that they're going to be playing a little more, maybe brawl style, Orissa's, Lucio, Vendetta, as I've previously mentioned. They had success on, but I think we are going to probably see a clash of different styles, or sort of alternating map choice decisions, where one team elects to go for one style.
We have some news here. So Sask bans the Lucio Interesting. And then Concordia in retaliation bans Bastion. So anticipating maybe some Jetpack Hat, Bastion tomfoolery, Concordia says no after seeing the Lucio ban, which is interesting because we were very like certain that Sask would favor Lucio for Lijiang here.
Lucio ban.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. I didn't. I assumed that they had gone to. They had gone to Lijiang Tower for the Lucio. Maybe they were going for Jetpack Hat. Maybe they were gonna go for Cat and then they just banned the Bastion and then now I don't know what they're gonna play. I actually don't know what they're going to play here.
Yeah, we might see some Juno Brig antics here.
I think Juno Brig is absolutely on this on the cards here. We got Kiri.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like it's possible. Instead of a Brig, maybe a Team Officer Juno Kiri, which is very viable. If you're trying to play like hard anglers, I could see that like Kiri cares and then Juno's with core, and you speed ring your core when you want to engage. So maybe we might see Juno Kiri, but most likely Juno Brig, if I had to guess.
It appears that the Cat Bastion shenanigans that we see in the highest leagues of pro play are not going to make it into today's game of Lijiang Tower, and maybe we'll have to wait a little bit later in the series to see that come out.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Cat Bastion in collegiate. I've seen it in ranked. You know, it's only a matter of time. When one of these teams is gonna whip out Cat Bastion, surely.
Yeah, I was surprised that I didn't get to see that yesterday. For the matches that were casted in the group stage, I don't remember seeing any Jetpack Cat Bastion action. Let's hope, or let's not hope. Some people might not like that. Some people might not like that.
It is very goofy.
Outcome.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun to watch. When you're playing against it, not as fun with orbital strike Bastion zooming through the air. But yeah, you know, we'll see what these teams cook up. Because I don't think a lot of these collegiate teams, because they don't practice like a ton, but I don't think they saw that and immediately tried to like pick it up. You know, I think they prefer to stick to their styles, which they've had like over the year for the tournaments they've already been in and all that. So yeah, we probably won't see Bastion Jetpack Cat for that reason, but you never know. So yeah, we're heading into Control Tower Center. Yes.
This is Control Center, and we're going to have our first look at what these teams decide to flash. We'll have our first look at what kind of strategy these teams are going to be going forward in this submap. We have... Whoa.
Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. They're taking... Wait, the stream? This is the comp we flashed on stream for USask. I think they may have tuned in, seen that we just gave them Team Talon. Oh, no. They have a Kiri. Not quite. And they also wait. This is the comp for the for Concordia, no? With it was I don't know. It was very similar. Okay. Interesting.
We're just gonna see
the follower for McMahon. Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna see a walkout of the Mauga here, and as we see the Mauga making their first pick, first rotation onto the point, they have Ramatra taking the first high ground on the stage here, while the Mauga anchors onto the point. And we see McMahon on the Farah taking a bit of a wider angle. You see the Tracer gets the recall used, and the side of USAS continues to rotate. But the Mauga does drop very low after using the E, and it looks like it's a very good team fight initial first engagement here for Concordia as they look to get some percentage onto the point. The Bochi does answer back with a pick on the Juno, but I don't think it's going to yield any team fight wins, but very close with the environmental kill there.
Yeah, very interesting. Sask put a little bit too much into controlling outside, and then they just managed to blow up the Mauga, surprisingly. But now we see a swap onto the Diva. McMahon finds Pikazam, and this fight's underway.
Yep, we see a very quick turnaround here. We see the Diva fly back in, and Pikazam ends up getting caught off guard just a tiny bit, and we the percentage flips right back onto USASK's side very quickly, as now they stage for a defense here.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really hard for Concordia to walk up. They're walking into Farah Emery, as well with the Ilari. Like Ilari, it's just like so much poke.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how they're gonna manage the cooldowns here, because it's gonna be very hard for them to clear this Ilari Farah off the high ground outside.
And I think we need to keep our eye on McMahon's ult charge here. Coming very, very close to a early barrage. Maybe we can quickly catch him off guard. Oh, but the ultimate on the side of Concordia hits first, and Cher goes down to a pulse bomb. Let's see if they decide to go for trades.
Ooh, rock
The Bochi does decide to invest. The Ramatra just about lives, but manages to get traded out for the Farah. This fight is still going on as USAT still continues to stall out and get more percentage onto the point, but Concordia is finally cleaning up the kills, as they'll probably see their flip back here. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big fight from Concordia. They're managing to wrestle control of the point away from Sask into what I would describe as a very hard comp to like retake into, with the amount of pressure they have. Now
I think we're looking at Concordia looking at both support ultimates, which is key here. They're gonna have both support ultimates before USASC has either, or while they do not have either. So I think a quick engagement here maybe underway. However, Jose here is coming up quickly. Oh, but Pikachu does find share, and that is a fast wrap up onto the team fight here, probably. Oh, McMahon does find a pick onto the back line, so this fight is still going on. They managed to anchor down on the point here, just waiting as they fend off the rotation from USASC onto this coast side here. But they are racking up percentage.
McMahon pieces up
onto the Tracer. And
concussion damage.
Looks like that they are backing out. Spirit does drop the Kitsune Rush to no avail, as USASC does take the percentage away from Concordia, ending at 89%.
Yeah, so honestly, I think both teams are kind of happy with that. Sask did invest 2 ults to take that. I think the Ilari, or the not the Ilari, the Emery ults might have been a bit too much towards the end there. So now Concordia has a good window with Ramatra just running anybody down with speedrunning if they can get it all. And the Bochi
does get a pick
early.
The Bochi does find a crucial pick, and that does mean that Concordia's offense is going to have to take a bit of a delay here as they look to regroup.
Oh, Pikachu finds 2,
because
but I don't think it's enough.
does choose to invest his ultimate here and does pick off 2, but now USASC is on 93% as McMahon does look for an early trade to try and simplify the fight here. Tracer does manage to get a last minute touch, but the Bochi does quickly neutralize the threat. And it looks like that's going to be a pretty closely fought battle for this first point on Control Center, but USASC does take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I think Concordia had a really good chance there, and then after the initial picks by McMahon and Cher, it just kind of fell apart. The Ramatra ult did the Ramatra did get huge value with two kills. It was too late. Like the D-Mech was too late. 2 of your teammates already dead to poke, which is what we did think. Oh no, it was the Bochi that got the first kill on the Ilari, I think. So just brutal for them. Also, Cher on the DPS and on the tank. Very nice to see. I was gonna say I've never seen Cher on tank. So
yeah. Now we're looking into a D.Va mirror here with McMahon on the Farah, still sticking to the Farah here on this even more open and higher skybox map. So let's see if Concordia has a good response for this. McMahon does manage to get into the point first. Looks like that they're going to be holding on to that down the point first, as Concordia looks to engage onto the point here with the D.Va. First cap does go USASC's way, as now they try to fight back, but McMahon does get an early pick onto that AFK noob.
And yeah, she was my rock, trading, not really trading, killing Vin out, caught out. Yeah, Concordia kind of messy rotation there to get to points. I do like the D.Va swap, because Farah is really hard to touch if your Emery dies, which has happened first a couple of times here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Concordia is really struggling to make enough space as where they're able to punish McMahon on the far right here.
Oh wow, fantastic defense matrix onto the Farah's rotation there. Yeah, I think that there, USask at the moment has been able to sort of catch out with these DPS, try to apply the pressure, make sure that they don't get their the pace that Concordia wants. But as we see this next team fight unfolding here, we see that there is a bit of a backcap going on for Concordia as the Tracer does manage to steal a little bit of percentage off. But will they give their life? Yes, she does. The Mugo's Quack does go down to share, and that is a bit of a trade for 9%.
Ooh, yeah, I like the touch.
I like it.
Almost gotta, if Tracer lives there, then it is so good for Concordia, but then Tracer dies and they invest Emery, and now it's just super messy fight they're losing.
Vin does manage to find the Farah there. Let's see if...
Pika gets a remake. Let's see if this L'Oreal gets anything. Alari gets Sweeney, or Emery. Oh, they're using everything. They're throwing the kitchen sink.
This is a particularly expensive fight for USask, and it does seem to pay off as they enter last fight territory using all their ultimates. And we just have... do we see a last minute DMAC? No, we do not. Pikazam does live.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, peace up. Reinvested. This is good. This is so good for Concordia.
And it does look like they're going to back off and give a bit of space here.
Gets the flip. They have to worry about Barrage for Pulse, and Diva Bomb close for Sask. So really rough team fight. Oh.
That AFK noob maybe oversends just for a second there, and the Bochi does capitalize and shoot that AFK noob out of the sky, and McMahon does take out the Tracer. They are down their DPS line. Let's see if Concordia can somehow survive this and extend it. McMahon does use the ultimate onto the back line. Unless a miracle happens, I think USask is going to take the first map here.
McMahon barraging the supports point blank, just closing out the round. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty rough for Concordia. They had good looks, but I don't think there's enough respect to the amount of poke that SAS can emit in these neutrals. Like we saw AFK noob die to Alari on control, like the tower, the center, and then we also saw it here in Night Market, just getting picked before like a real fight happens in the neutral, which ends up making the fight like borderline unwinnable for Concordia, even without counting to fact, like they're thinking about that they're down ultimates.
Yes, I think that Concordia did make some of those team fights pretty close. They managed to get some percentage off. They managed to win some crucial team fights. They came very close to winning in the first map there, but yeah, I think you said it all. I think USask managed to sort of play to their own rhythm. Try to push early when Concordia is still setting up, where they're still sort of scouting, looking ahead, while they're not quite ready for an engagement, and taking fights early, using their resources to get early picks to give them the team fight wins. And we'll see how Concordia chooses to respond here. They will have the priority in selecting the map here.
Yep. Okay. Maybe a circuit pick, and I don't know. I don't think we might see circuit Widow Van if I had to guess for Concordia. I think they want to try the Sigmir. I don't know if they will get a Sigmir. Worst case, it'll probably be Ram, which is pretty solid on circuit as well. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what they pull out here.
I am personally expecting, given the trends we've seen in the recent in this competition so far, and sort of what we know about Concordia's hero pool, given that they seem to have a sort of poke-ish style. They have shades of, Sigma, Alari, hit scans. I think that if I were to bet, I think they are going to go for a Circuit Royale They're going to go for a Circuit Royale map pick, and from there it goes to if they elect to protect ban as Sigma, if they think that it might be banned, or if they trust their flexibility a little more and they can go for Ram, they can go for Domino, and we'll see from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately a very good showing from USask there. I was not personally expecting to see Pharah. Maybe I should have expected that, given that it is Lijiang Tower.
Yeah,
but
in the Team Canada tryouts, McMahon did play some Pharah, so on Lijiang, it has been seen Pharah really strong on that map historically. So yeah, I'm not like, I think it makes sense. McMahon's really good on like every flex DPS, so busting out the Pharah on a good Pharah map, yeah, like to see it.
Yeah. If we do, I think what was sort of interesting is that they managed to go. I think that we ended up seeing just both teams going D.Va in that first map there. I think that initially we saw a look on Mauga, which I think was a good shot. I think it plays well in a sort of naive head-on-head with Ramatra if they were going to stick on that, but I think that the Mauga ended up getting picked off pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, one team's plan is to blow up what's in front of them, and the other team was to like take the outside angle with Alari Pharah, throw in some poke. I think the Mauga ended up getting poked out a bit too fast as to where establishing that like outside supremacy didn't really lead to contributing towards pressuring the other team's tank, and then your tank kind of just fell over a bit too quick, which what happens.
Yep. So we quickly saw that pivot onto the D.Va there. And then if I were to sort of step into the mind of what Concordia's comms were maybe thinking, they just wanted to go for the D.Va to respond to the threat of the Pharah, which at certain points absolutely did go well. I think on Night Market we did see on Concordia's retake the D.Va just flying straight into point and executing the Pharah to take away take away a fight. So I think that the ideas are all right. I think that there is just a bit of a, if anything, a little bit of a pace execution advantage on the side of USask. They're playing faster. They're noticing opportunities very quickly and capitalizing. And I think it's up to Concordia to try and pick up the pace or stage faster, try to find their win conditions, find their positions quickly. Oh,
okay. We have some news. So AFK Noob is out, Jim Bionicles is in. What surprises me is that Noob was on DPS and it says same role, but Jim Bionicles is a support player to my knowledge. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But we have Route 66 as the map pick. So maybe they're opting for more of a divey style, or they stick to Sig, because Sig is fine on Route too, like solid. Yeah, I mean, wow.
Route 66 makes the fact that we have Circuit makes me think that they're not going to play Sig.
Maybe they're worried about being outpoked after the first map because the other team was playing a more pokey comp. Like the Alari seemed really good on the Bocce, and that was kind of piecing them up. So they're like, oh, maybe we don't want a map that is super heavy on long sight lines in a poke mirror after what we just experienced, and they maybe were trying to change up the pace there. So maybe instead of that, they'd rather take a map where there's some poke, like Route 66, where you can still get away with poke, but you're not like getting eaten alive as much as you would on the long range straight sideline like Circuit.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that you can get away with dive. It's not that in the sort of D.Va and D.Va matchup, they weren't being completely stomped out. They had close fights. Oh, there seems to be a last minute change of plan. They are not doing a substitution. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Jim Barnacles, like I was saying, a hard support player. AFK Noob is flexing for to DPS for the team. I don't really see Jim Barnacles like coming in to make that swap, because I don't know what Jim Barnacles would be practicing, to my knowledge, so that makes sense. Also, shout out AFK Noob, manager of Disguised Toast Gaming. Gotta give respect where respect's due.
I personally do not. These names are new to me, I'm afraid.
That's an OWCS team that he manages.
Oh my goodness.
Fun fact, yeah.
We got some professionals here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some professionals here
we
in the CIE
do.
for you today. Yeah, I do believe that McMahon plays on a Face-It team, like a Face-It Masters team.
Yeah, he's
a
Face-It Masters. Yeah.
Lots of experience here.
And
I think it is showing. We are seeing some very good, well-practiced Overwatch today, and we hope this series goes the distance and gives you you in the audience very entertaining time here.
So yeah, we got bans now. Update.
Okay.
So Concordia banning Illari, like we've been saying just now, makes a lot of sense. The Wochi doing huge work on that Illari, which is now making me question why not the circuit if you're banning Illari. Maybe you don't want a Widow duel. That also would, like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because like Noob is flexing to like be the hit scan player for this team, so maybe he doesn't like want to take the Widow duel against a seasoned hit scan player.
Yeah.
And the Diva ban, now that from Sask interests me.
Are we running McMahon on Pharah duty? Just like naively Diva counters. Herder Diva counters Pharah, and then we just get rid of the Pharah, get rid of that. I think that's a possibility that was very successful on the previous map. So we might be able to
I think we're ready to head into the game here.
Yes.
The Diva, like, what surprises me is that Sask was the first team to opt for the like adaptation of the Diva. So banning it here, it makes me ask, makes me ask, what are they thinking of? Like you said, maybe like playing the Pharah on first point here. There's some angles you can work with, but like Concordia hasn't really opted for the Diva playstyle. Like they switched to Diva when they felt like they had to, not because they necessarily like wanted to offer it. So there's a Sig. Yep.
Interesting. We're seeing a Sigma, so they are sticking to their guns a little bit here. They're sticking with the poke comp. Probably yes. I think that this map does strike a good balance between not having to.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's the Diva ban. That's the Diva ban. Oh, that's the Diva ban. The Jetpack Hat Bastion combo. Oh my goodness, it's coming out.
I see.
That is
okay.
evil.
Are we? Let's see if they just choose to go for it. It looks like they are going to roll out with Ball Cat Bastion. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing Cinema as the cat manages
to get caught
in the corner. Here we see that we see Sigma is taking the first high ground on the gas station here. We're seeing
waiting for the ball engage. Bastion form, perhaps.
Yeah, Bastion's ready for the first pick.
Yep, and there we go. AFK Noob shot dead by the air superiority Bastion.
And yeah, now it's just they're just going to be slowly picked apart by the Wrecking Ball in the back line. And looks like for a quick reset and pretty good point progress here on the side of USASC. And let's see how Concordia chooses to respond to this.
I mean, first fight there, they waited for ball slam. That was their turn. Yeah. Bastion formed, got the kill, cleaned up. It's like, I wonder if like the person who found this comp feels like Oppenheimer. Like what have I done? Oh my goodness, McMahon kills, just free reign. Oh my goodness, it's a massacre.
I think this is playing really well into what we have been talking about in terms of what USASC's strengths have been, is that they are a team that has initiative. They go quick. They spot opportunities early and they go for it quickly. They see the team. They see Concordia sort of crowding behind the corner, waiting for the opportunity, and then they just see, let's go, let's drop the cat, let's drop the Bastion, and go for the early picks. Bastion does get picked out of the sky though.
And the Ana dies too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think they do sort of overstay their welcome there, flying out in the open and giving the hit scans on the side of Concordia time to pick the Bastion out of the sky. And now they'll have their first hold here on Route 66.
Yeah, I'm really liking the Ana swap from Concordia. Sleep Bastion, get nades off, Nano, better for tempo, because like how Lucio, you're not going to really run from the Bastion flying in Mach 10 in the sky. So fan of the swap here. I think it does live.
Just about.
Yeah, 1 HP. The ball maybe not being communicated to about that Emre.
Oh, the Emre does.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually drop to the Bastion.
3. Mm-hmm.
And looks like Pikazam and Concordia are going to have to give a little bit more space. That AFK Noom does get a pick onto the Bastion, a trade onto the Bastion, but the Wrecking Ball hits it right back, and Pikazam does drop, and the cart stays rolling on the side of USASC.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a little unfortunate. They nano jacks. Oh. Oh, unfortunate. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to like make up your own tempo, especially when you're in defense, and especially into a Bastion Cat comp, because you know they wait their turn, and then it's D-Day still. Oh,
Pikazam does take a knock by the Wrecking Balls.
Yeah, bouncing on the mines
there, and now they have almost 5 minutes on this third point. Although it does get a little bit more narrow, there is a little bit lower of a skybox here by virtue of being indoors. So maybe let's with their backs up against the wall here, Concordia can mount substantial defense.
Yeah, if there was a point for Concordia to hold, it is definitely third point. Closer spawns. Bastion Cat can't go anything too crazy. Like it's hard to get a solid flank off just by flying in this narrow corridor. So maybe we'll see some more signs of life from him here.
We do see the Nano coming out. Oh dear, yes, we see the Nano Cat Bastion flying in. Let's see how it goes. The Cat does drop fairly quickly, but McMahon does manage to trade back with the Echo, but it looks like Concordia is coming out on top with the picks.
Yeah, huge. The Nano Bastion, I was about to start quoting Conquest, prepare for my Rival Worm, but some good ultimates used from Concordia here, engaging in Dupe and Kitsune to shoot the Bastion out of the sky, and now USAS is on Mauga, because, like, you know, ball's a bit harder to get, you know, for same reasons Bastion Cat is on this point, you know, hard to get easier setups on the ball. So we got some
they
swaps.
are now off the Cat Bastion. You have had your enjoyment, audience, but now we're back to Mauga jail.
Yeah, we're good old front to back.
Yep. The Emrays are having a little bit of a Pharah duel, it looks like. And Cher does come out on top, take out Spirit, but the tank gets traded right back, so that's 2 on the side of Concordia for the tank. This is still going back and forth. It's still kind of anyone's game here, but Pikazam does give a little bit of space.
Pikazam getting his.
As Bastion is probably going to drop there. What a fantastic rock, and
saying hold that.
Concordia does hold. The shield is a little bit low here, so we may see a small, tiny disengagement here from on the side of Concordia as they wait for their full reinforcements to come back. And now the Tracer is going to take a bit of an angle here.
Yeah, I think Tracer's a great swap here. Very. Oh, and just like that, McMahon.
Pays off.
Yep. Immediately.
And
nice rock.
Now they're going to be pushing out here. They have a Mauga jumping onto the back line. As Concordia doesn't really have a place to run here. They're a little bit stuck, caught out, and the Reaper comes out. The Reapers, Lucio. Okay, looks like they're just like crowding in for a final touch here.
A little bit too early, barely too early.
They do manage to get a decent touch here.
Yeah, I think Cage is gonna close this up.
But yes, and Cage will eventually come out, and that will likely be the capture for USASC. But Concordia does run down the clock a lot there, from 5 minutes to just under 2 minutes. I think that's a fair play, and they have now the offense to they've tried to match the offense of 3 points here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a little pat in the back there for Concordia. They swapped their comp up a bit on second to try and like stop the snowball. They weren't able to get it on second, but on third, like yes, it's the best point for them, but at the end of the day, they still managed to stop the snowball of the Bastion Cat.
Yeah.
And which led to both teams starting to swap here and there, trying to get the best comp for the location and what the other team was, putting forward. And in the end, SAS just managed to, they had so much time to find a solution that they eventually found it, and that was the McMahon to Tracer to break open the gates.
Yeah, what a really fast turnaround on the decision to go Tracer there. Just immediate first pick. And, that sort of opened the floodgates, gave them the opportunity to roll it out. USask here with choosing to go for a Winston defense here, as they're looking to go for show a little bit of a dye, just a little bit of a dye flavor here.
Yeah, a nice little taste.
Yep.
So this might end up working out better than we'd expect, because double hit scan with one of them being Widow means less damage for the shield.
Yeah.
So
I do expect that the Widow will swap after maybe a couple pot shots, but we'll see.
Yeah, because Noob does play maybe Echo?
We'll see. Tracer.
Oh, Tracer. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Wait.
Torb!
No?
Yes! Yes!
Torbjorn!
Hard work pays off. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful.
Yes, we see the Torbjorn coming out here as Pikazam and Concordia manage to hold onto the first point here. The shield does get broken rather quickly, but they'll continue to take pot shots and try to survive the poke damage on this first corner.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't mind the Torb pick. I think Reaper's a little better here in terms of the comps, but Torb's solid. I think maybe they're in fear of a Tracer, so you turret down your back line. If Tracer comes, you're aware and you can turn. You blow up Winston bubble fast. You do a lot of damage to Winston. Like, it's just
Woo goes Quack does drop pretty quickly, and now looks like Concordia will be making their exit.
Yeah, no more Quacks for Moo. Rest in peace.
Yep, and Vin also goes down, and a bit of a late death there, but Concordia will have a little bit of time to reset and rethink their engagement here. I think that they are just sort of they are taking a lot of damage up front, just on that Sigma shield. They're really not being allowed to walk forward here, but they are catching a little bit of a breather here, as they do start to get a little bit of point progress.
Fortunately, they killed the Winston late, which means they can go fast now like they're doing and get more of that cart progress.
Yeah.
They're going to be later to ult, so we'll have to see how this fight plays out here. And Cher finds Blue Ghost Quack.
Yeah, Blue Ghost Quack does go down quickly, and the Winston is jumping onto the back line, and yes, I think that's... they do get a little bit of point progress. Crucially, I think they make it past that first corner, so they're not just getting pumped.
If they got the Winston there, that would
the Winston
so
does
good.
live, and it looks like there's going to be a pretty ult-heavy fight going into this next point. USask has everything. Concordia has both support, ultimate, and tank.
Yeah, and I think McMahon's about to find a kill here. Yeah, and not clearing it. They didn't expect it. And that's another team fight, basically. Another 20 seconds.
Yeah, that AFK Noob does look for the trade, though, but does not quite get it. Shiwas Myrock is slapped in the middle of the point and does use the Primal Rage to live. Does the Primal Rage find anything?
Looking.
Looks like they just about survived. Maybe
anti-nade, the bubble! Going back in! Oh my goodness. And McMahon finds...
McMahon finds AFK
Noob now. Wow.
Vin does drop... she does drop the Kitsune Rush here as they surge forward. Cher does drop low and is now hiding behind cover. They have the ultimates to try and fight this back. They elect to use the ultimate, the Sigma ultimate onto the Winston here, but he does survive, and now the nano boost. The copied nano boost goes onto the Winston, and now they're being pushed back. Mood goes Quack, tries to use the ultimate to try and get a pick, but does not. Does get the ultimate traded out on the side of USask, and now they have just 30 seconds to try and mount an offense here.
Yeah, I mean, that was everything in the bank for Concordia, and they still didn't manage to not only make it through, but also force out all the ults of the other team with
That's
Kitsune
true for
rushing them.
Pikazam!
Pikazam! I choose you! Oh my goodness, finding 2 kills here, breaking open the point, maybe a third? Oh, very close.
Yes, very
Juicy,
crucial picks there.
Juicy rock.
Nice rock, and they have been given a little bit of a lifeline here, Concordia. I think USAS maybe got a little bit too cocky, and Concordia executes on the kills.
I think we need to let Pikazam get off the cart to prevent what's happening right now from being as easy to do, because yeah, now a lot of space for USAS here.
Oh, she wants my rock does go down. Let's see if Pikazam can survive this first engagement. And Vin does drop the ultimate, and it is going to be a semi-even fight. Both of the Kitsune rushes are on the cart. We'll see if Spirit can get the nano boost onto someone. She dies just before the ultimate can come off. And it looks like Concordia's offense will be held to just first point, and USAS now goes up 2-0 in the series.
Unfortunate. There's some signs of life there.
Yes.
But I think they really struggled to find an easy answer for the high ground control of USASC. I think when they had the overtime push, they need to have Sigma take some forward positioning on height, maybe with Tracer on cart, and then if Winston jumps and like something needs to happen, your Sig just drops or something, because Winston clearing that high ground with one jump and opening that up for them is really not good for Concordia trying to hold the defense there. Also, I was leaning back in my chair. That's let me get back into frame here. So
fair enough.
Also, I don't know if this is intentional, but Vin's name might be Vin, which is like wine in French. Like, I don't know if this is why the name is what the name is, but we might have wine on support, which is kind of good, kind of fire.
Yeah. I think that as mentioned, we had a pretty sort of oppressive high ground on the side of USAS defense there. I think they just holding down the Winston, holding down the Emre, just not giving them a lot of space to work with in terms of being able to jump out, get a bit ahead, win a little bit of space. They just were met with shield break. They were met with their resources being forced out, and ultimately they couldn't quite get the cart rolling as much as they'd like. So yeah, I think very good team fight plans from USASC, making good use of the high ground, making good use of just shield pressure, making good use of just damage pressure, making sure that they couldn't take the choke points for free, and they managed to hold them to first. And now we see what Concordia chooses to go forward with in the third map of the series.
Yeah, I mean, you said it there. It's really heartbreaking for Concordia to, even after they lose a team fight match to find the Winston, they're unable to like really push off the remnants of Sask from the high ground, which leads to them getting some good cart progress, but in the end inevitably failing to have like a solid fight because Sig's on cart. I think they have one more person on cart, and then Winston and everybody else who's on high ground just jump somebody, and then it's just rough for the team there. So maybe an adaptation could have been made. Maybe like, I don't know if they have a hazard, or maybe Ram try and slow the jump so it doesn't really quite get to where it's trying to go. I don't know. It was really hard for them to play into that high ground there, and they didn't really try many things. Like on the first map, we saw swap after swap, or not the first map. Well, we saw some swaps on the first map. We also saw on the defense a lot of swaps from both teams, and we didn't really see that for Concordia's attack. I think they were very confident in what they were doing, and then it just didn't end up working out the way they wanted it to.
I think we do have our map selection here. On this Flashpoint map, they are going to go for Suravasa.
That's fire. Yeah.
I think this makes...
The other option was Atlas. I think 9 out of 10 teams are going to pick Suravasa. I think there's one team that might be cheeking, like, oh, we'll play Atlas, but Suravasa is like another community favorite in its mode. I personally think it's the best Flashpoint map. You can get away with, like I said, a variety of comps. First point, really good for dive, for like brawl. There's the high grounds you can play off of. You can set up a hit scan on there. Like you can do a whole lot there. So Yeah, really nice map selection.
Yeah, this one's going to be a do or die situation here from Concordia. Let's see if they have any other tricks up their sleeve. We saw the funny haha cat bastion in the previous map.
Oh, we did.
Yes, which was very interesting. We'll see if perhaps they're scared of it, or we'll see if they or they have another trick up their sleeves to try and take this map away and try to attempt to go for the reverse suit here.
I mean, yeah, if Concordia needs anything to get this reverse sweep, it definitely starts with a mental made of iron, forged in battle or something. I don't know. It's going to be a crazy comeback if they manage to pull it off. For Servasa, D.Va's live unless they ban it, so they have some volatile options in terms of tank swaps here. What they would ban, to be honest, I have no clue. Illari is going to be live. I think they might want to keep the Lucio to maybe if they're playing to Illari, hit it fast. But I honestly could not tell you if I'm Concordia who I'm banning here, because it's kind of been like all over. If you ban Tracer, they might just whip out a different flex DPS that you might not be like completely ready for. So like, yeah, I no idea.
I think the Tracer ban, makes sense. Personally, I think it, because you've seen them come out with it with success, and at least an unknown variable perhaps could give them a little bit of a chance. But we see. Oh, interesting. We have no roster changes, but we're going to have a role swap.
Oh, this is okay.
Pikazam going on to the DPS, and we have AFK taking on the front line. And the bans, if we want to take a look at the ban screen here coming up, we have Concordia banning Cat, showing the respect for the Cat Bastion perhaps, and USASK banning the Ramatra. Interesting.
The Ramvig is a very big for SAS because that is AFK Noob's like season tank pick. That's why I had such a big reaction, because Noob saying, you know what, let's try me on tank. Let's mix some stuff up because it has been working first 2 maps. And unfortunately, I think that might be Noob's best hero they killed there. So now I don't really know what Noob's gonna play, because my understanding when I saw this was like, okay, Noob's on tank, we're gonna see Ram on Servasa, makes sense. Bam, Ren's banned. Now what? I don't know. We're gonna be given a treat.
Interesting that if they didn't go for if they were going to play the Ramatra, that they didn't protect ban the Ramatra. But
yeah, I think they're really worried about the Cat Bastion.
Yeah, I think this absolutely makes sense that they're you worry about Cat Bastion. You just have to trust AFK Noob's flexibility here if the main gets banned out. But as I think we are ready to go into the map here as we take a look at the third map here, as this USAS tries to make this the final map and Concordia tries to extend the series here.
Yeah, which I like. Hopefully it's a banger. Flashpoint is also one of the game modes where kind of can go whichever way, because there's a lot of snowballing. Ult economy, very important here. So if your team has a good understanding of what ults to use when, it's anybody's game. So let's see what we got here.
Okay, Concordia is flashing a Kiri, Lucio, Orisa comp, and USASK we'll see what they choose to flash here. I think this makes sense. I think that Orisa, if you don't have a Ramatra, you're a ground tank, you like playing on the ground, playing Brawl, fine. Absolutely, I think this absolutely makes sense. Looks like we may have a bit of an Orisa mirror here. As we see both of these teams running out. And we'll see how these teams elect to go for it. They have, I think crucially, Concordia has a Lucio, so then I think this encourages them to, pick up the pace. They'll have the opportunity to go first a lot more than the Illari, who is going to want to sit back and poke out a little bit more. Let's see if it goes their way here. Both these teams sort of, taking pot shots on either side of the point here. Looking to try to drop people below, draw some resources out. USASK does take the initiative and walk onto point first. Now AFK Noob is there to match, and now both of these teams are kind of in a bit of a stalemate. And McMahon does try to go for a pick here on the back line, gets the recall, and
Yeah, I mean,
As far as we see, it looks like that Concordia is going to be forced out just a little bit there, and they shoot off the point, and USAS takes the first capture here. I think we had Meekman taking a really aggressive angle there. If you want to highlight the sort of ultimate difference between the two tracers, I think Meekman just going for a very aggressive angle, taking a lot of damage, taking a lot of aggro, force the team to back out, give space, waste resources, and now it's up to Concordia to try and retake here with go with Lucio speed, try and force something out.
I mean, yeah, Sask had the poke your comps that went indoors. They played the wide angle and they poked them out before taking more space and getting angles.
Man does drop the pulse bomb, but Vin does manage to pick off the tracer there, and now it's a semi-even fight. But I think they're probably going to be just waiting just a second, as the Bochi does manage to find the tracer, and this point looks a little bit difficult to retouch. It looks like they're going to be saving their support ultimates for the next point. As both teams will have 4 ultimates going into the next fight here.
Yeah, I mean, SAS played really well. The first fight, like I was saying, they went far, they poked them out, they got the resources out of Concordia, and then took the space after. Now they're, like I said, if they manage your ultimates, Mugos Quack goes for the Risa stick. Will that be enough? W ult to live longer. That's what that ult is from.
There's 2 supports being traded out there. Mugos Quack does find the Orisa, and it looks like that the messy fight off point here does go the way of Concordia, as they might get the first capture, but Cher does manage to get the exit kill on the Orisa, and now we might see a attempt at a fast engage from USAS to try and capitalize on a missing front line.
I mean, yeah, W kill for USAS there, but also really solid performance in Concordia, only using Pulse and getting Orisa ult out. So solid 1-for-1 and get cap presence, and now we're in Emery.
Pikazam in the aerial. No, this is Emre taking out the flying Alari there, and does manage to find the kill. Vin does invest the sound barrier to try and keep this fight. The Spirit Beat just find the opposing Kiriko, as it looks like that this team fight will go the way of Concordia, as AFK Nukes finds 2 with the use of the ultimate.
Gigantic fight for Concordia. They committed, surely committed a few ults, but in the day, USAS committed some big ones too. Only left with Emery Kitsune, which, you know, is kind of 50-50, because Kitsune, and then your Emery who gets shot out of the sky. So I'm really interested to see.
I think you probably want to see, I think they probably just want to go for a fast investment here. Try to pick out, find a pick quickly on the side of Concordia with the ultimate from the side of Spirit.
Huge share.
They do find Cher quickly, and I think that they executed that very, very well.
Yeah, the pace of Concordia was really good there. They acknowledge that they're down in ultimates, so we're gonna fight them at the corner and make their touch stuffed. And worst case, if their tracer tries to back cap, we can just send ours to touch for a little bit while we deal with their core.
Yes, I think very good heads up play there from Spirit, and it pays off. And now it's 1-1 here on Suravasa. And we see, let's see how they choose. USAS chooses to take this. They do have Jose's Kitsune Rush available as the only support ultimate online.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Kitsune is going to be a fight win here. Both teams are kind of, they're not really angle max. Well, I mean, SAS kind of angle maxes, but
big though.
Mugos Quack finds the Bochi, and I'm pretty sure Suzu was still up, so gigantic pick here. Oh, and now Orisa's invested. Cher finds Vin. Okay,
there's supports traded, but the Orisa does go down for it. Mugos Quack does trade back with the the Orisa, but I think that this fight is going to go the way of USAS, because they get their first point progress here. I do think that now Concordia does have a bit of an ultimate advantage. They're going to have both support ultimates online at some point during this next team fight. We'll see how they choose to go for it, as USAS currently is sitting on none, maybe Bochi's ultimate coming soon.
Yeah, no, that fight was so good for Crimson because even though they lost, they now have the better ult cycle for the rest of this point. So Concordia is in a very strong position here to win this point out.
Ooh, that AFK noob does go down early though. That AFK noob does get poked out, and it looks like they're just going to have to back out here.
Yeah, I think, it's going to be close.
Well, crucially, I do think that they still do
scuffed.
have both support ultimates going into this next free touch, which is rather important. They still have a bit of a support ultimate advantage over the Bochi.
Yeah, Noob gets the touch.
Yes.
Oh, Bochi finds. Oh, maybe. Oh,
the Bochi does find Pigazam. The Bochi does find Pigazam. There is a sound barrier utilized, but they do flip the point, and now they have they can try to play safely from the point here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's looking really rough. Kitsune stacked, and they're down a player, and yeah, just position a barrel for Cher here.
Yeah. I think a little bit of a yeah, as you mentioned, a bit of a support stack there. Gave them made it a little bit difficult to fight back on what would be the Emre ultimate, and now it's 2-1 to the side of USask as Concordia are on their final outs of the series here. Let's see if they can keep the series alive.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but they kind of missed a really important window there, and now the ult cycle is back, like, on track of Sask favored for this point here. Especially since they already have the positioning at the start of this team fight, it's going to be really hard for Concordia to take this.
Yeah, I think, yeah, they're currently a little bit stacked together. We got Pigazam try to invest the ultimate early here. Let's see if he can manage to find something. The Bochi does shoot him out of the sky, and the Emre ultimate doesn't manage to find anything, as USask will find the first capture on the point here.
Yeah, I mean, that was just well played from Sask. They had control of the area first. Concordia's trying to push into them. She was my rock going in and being the rock that holds Concordia from going through with a nicely timed ult there, and then just, you know, shot them well.
Yeah, we have that AFK noob with the Orisa ultimate here. Maybe you can find something with that, but yeah, Mugo's Crack finds a small off angle, and the Lucio does get caught by the spear, does not manage to live. And although they do manage to rotate themselves back onto the point, as they just managed to flipping the point over.
Oh no, this is last fight now.
And now AFK noob does drop the ultimate, and now it's final fight territory, final fight. Final touch. Can Concordia even make it back to the point in time for an overtime fight? The Vin is hiding.
But it's not going to be good. The
Vin is hiding here.
It's going to be Javelin,
I don't know if that's
going
to be quick enough, as USask does take the map 3-1 and takes the series 3-0. That is congratulations for USask.
Yeah.
And commiserations to Concordia for a good run in this competition this year.
Some solid looks from both teams here. Unfortunately for Concordia, Sask looking pretty strong. High adaptability. If they don't think something's working, they don't hesitate to move to something else. And yeah, honestly, like, well played to both teams. I think the swap to Noob showed some good signs of life, but I think that Sask had a better understanding of their comp and the tempo and like how to play it, and it was really hard for Concordia to quite match that. And yeah, I mean, in the end, like, the macro understanding of Sask is really good. And like, if we like play-by-play replay system, I'd replay the first fight on first point, because Sask, they're like, yes, we don't have Lucio, we don't want to fight them head on, we're gonna take the longer angle. If they give it to us, we will have Nickman wrap around, we'll help them clear, and then from then the resources of Concordia will be exhausted, and they eventually just push them off and kill them.
Okay, so I do have I think I have caught wind that that today the next series we're going to be looking at today is going to be the University of Toronto taking on the winner of this series. University of Toronto managing to win their series 3-0 as well, and they'll take on the University of Saskatchewan coming very soon.
Yeah, very, very exciting stuff. This should be a blockbuster. Toronto has a slightly different roster from what they did in CCL, but I don't like SAS kind of does too. You know, I don't like Techie T's not in, and the CCL like bills or receipt the CCL receipt match history was that Sask won the last time these two teams faced. So we should expect a very exciting match here coming up in the semifinals.
Yep. But before we let you go to a break here, we're going to have to introduce you to some important things here, as we have this CIE 2026 is brought to you by BMO. So to help you focus on what's important, BMO has checking and savings accounts, credit cards, and borrowing options specifically designed for students. Open a BMO student account and get up to $950 in value, including $175 cash with BMO's current student offers. So visit bmo.com/students for details. BMO Next Level is a first-of-its-kind program dedicated to helping gamers level up in-game and IRL, run by Sean Frame, BMO's gaming relations specialist. Sean brings a commitment to helping viewers achieve their financial goals and has a passion for gaming as an active member of the gaming community. So for those of you in chat, type !BMO or !BMO Next Level for more details. And furthermore, we do have a giveaway going away for some gaming mice here. So 1 of 0 has supplied CIE with 6 gaming mice that make you better at what you do. Type !raffle in chat for a chance to win 1 of 6 gaming mice supplied by 1 of 0. Code like a maniac, designed like a guru, and game like an assassin. Take pride in your setup and look good while you achieve it all. Discover your inspiration. Defy definition. Be 1 of 0. To learn more, type !1 of 0 in chat, and I believe if you type !raffle, you will have a chance of winning the giveaway.
Nope. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I do believe that we will be going to break while we set up the next stream between University of Saskatchewan and the University of Toronto. So we'll go right to break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to have the next map for you very, very soon.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. But we come bringing some news. There's going to be a slight change of plans. We are going to be slightly delaying the match with U of T and the University of Saskatchewan. They have, I believe they're going to be ready by 8:45. So if you have been waiting in the chat here for the past while, thank you for your patience. But please go get up, go get yourself a snack, go get yourself a drink, have dinner if you haven't already for some reason, and you can be back here by 8:45 to catch the match between the best of 5 series between the University of Saskatchewan and the University of Toronto. So be ready for that. We'll see you all there.
Oh, something about main channel. What has happened?
Yes, that is correct. We also will be moving to the yes, we will be sending you to the CIE_GG channel. Just the other parallel stream to wait in the meantime if you guys want to continue watching the stream.
Yeah.
So you guys can have a little bit of fun over there for a couple minutes, and we hope to see you back here at 8:45 p.m.
Ciao.